While most people recognize Mark Pearson as the host of Market to Market, he originally appeared on Iowa Public Television not as a reporter, but as the subject of a report, assessing the state's future through the eyes of new and returning Iowans. Though only in his 20s, Mark already was on a mission to educate America on the importance of agriculture.
It's hard to explain, but it's more real back here. A lot of people, I think, want to leave the Frost Belt or the Midwest or something. I think a lot of them leave because they lack an understanding of where it is that they live. It amazes me the number of people in Des Moines, Iowa, which for all intents and purposes is the capital of the Corn Belt, who don't know anything about farming.
Born in Lafayette, Indiana in 1957, Mark was raised on a family farm where he quickly learned the value of hard work. He earned a degree in journalism and met the woman he would marry at the University of Arizona.
And then upon graduation, I wanted to get back to the Midwest because that's where all the action was. Agriculture was going all through the 70s. You could see it. High grain prices, good global demand for corn, soybeans, wheat, cattle, hogs. Things just looked very strong, and I wanted to get back since I graduated to get involved in it one way, shape, or form.
This is my wife, Eden.
After graduation, Mark and his bride, Eden, moved to Des Moines, Iowa, where he worked in the farm department at WHO Radio, a 50,000-watt station broadcasting coast to coast, border to border, and then some.
Mark Pearson and Markets coming up on WHO. And WHO Farm Radio continues.
For Mark Pearson, a native of Illinois, but a Sunbelt graduate, it was the promise of a career boost that lured him from Arizona.
So I came back and went to work for WHO, which, once you go out around the country, that's the largest farm station, largest farmer listened to station in the world.
In 1980, Mark won the DeKalb Oscar, the most coveted award in agricultural broadcasting. His command of rural issues and easygoing personality made him a natural as a farm broadcaster. But he also worked as the markets editor for Successful Farming magazine and even served as Iowa's Assistant Secretary of Agriculture. And after a stint at Minnesota Public Radio, Mark returned to Iowa.
Now, why come back to Iowa? Well, we missed it. Our friends are here and we like the state. And if you don't know why, you haven't lived elsewhere. The major reason, people in Iowa are nice. Why a farm? Well, sentimental and practical reasons. The sentimental reasons are here on my lap. One is fading fast, but I wanted to expose these two to the joys and experiences that I knew on the farm as a youngster. I want them to understand hard work. I don't want them wandering aimlessly around shopping malls in their teens. They can just as easily wander aimlessly around the farm.
In 1986, he enlisted in the Naval Reserve as a military intelligence officer, eventually attaining the rank of lieutenant commander. But the microphone beckoned. And Mark's career in media hit a new high in 1991 when he was named host of Market to Market.
Hello, I'm Mark Pearson. Hello, I'm Mark Pearson. Hello, I'm Mark Pearson. Hello, I'm Mark Pearson.
This is the Friday, April 12 edition of Market to Market, the weekly journal of rural America.
Hello, I'm Mark Pearson.
Over the next 2 decades, Mark hosted more than 1,000 episodes of the nationally syndicated program. And longtime viewers might be surprised to learn that Pearson actually anchored more installments of Market to Market than his iconic predecessor, Chet Randolph.
Till then, I'm Chet Randolph. Thanks for joining us and have a good week.
Until then, I'm Mark Pearson. Thanks for watching. Have a good week.
Mark was the ultimate jack of all trades. He had an unrivaled work ethic and, in a sense, he never really quit jobs. He just took on more. Known nationally for his agribusiness expertise, he spoke at thousands of meetings and conventions across the nation. In 1993, he added the title of stockbroker to his resume by opening an Edward Jones office in Winterset, Iowa. 3 years later, Mark and others from WHO Radio organized the Great Iowa Tractor Ride. In 2003, Iowa Public Television rode along with Mark, whose tractor, of course, broke down.
Did they all just kind of like go right on by and just wave as they go by?
Oh, yeah. And then I had to, really it's painful going backwards, having to face all of them.
Somehow, on top of all of his commitments, Mark still found time, often in the wee hours of the morning, to run a diversified grain and livestock operation. Despite burning the candle at both ends, and frequently in the middle, Mark still managed to prioritize the big things in life. And anyone who knew him well will tell you that Mark's family was the most important thing in his life. He cherished the accomplishments of his wife and 4 children, and they were foremost in his heart. While viewers beyond Iowa's borders probably knew him best as host of Market to Market, those inside the Hawkeye State know Mark wore many hats for Iowa Public Television.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is about 5 degrees below zero with the wind chill. There are 3,000 frozen media members in downtown Des Moines, and there are enough satellite dishes in this town to dial up Mars. It can only mean one thing. It's Iowa Caucus Night! Let's party! Hooray! Woo! Mark Russell! Woo! Welcome back to another edition of Iowa This Weekend. Hello, I'm Mark Pearson.
My wing people, we're going to inflate the chute and see what kind of comfort you have on it.
Okay.
Make sure you're ready.
You got it pulled? So it can be a little tighter. Come on, you're holding out on me.
Okay.
Now.
Kind of has a good deal of support to it.
Good evening. I'm Mark Pearson.
Fair 2011. Here is your host, Mark Pearson.
Hello, I'm Mark Pearson at the fairgrounds again to bring you more of Iowa Public Television's 41st year of coverage. Started the big red machine blowing some black smoke from that big chrome stack.
Do you always carry a microphone?
I always carry a microphone. I'm a professional broadcaster.
Mark loved people. He was blessed with an innate ability to make them feel special. And regardless of any pressures he faced, he always found time to visit with them. Even if he was just making their acquaintance, Mark made everyone feel like a lifelong friend.
Mark Pearson.
Traversing the state fairgrounds with Mark was like traveling with Elvis. It was as if everybody knew him, and Mark did his best to visit with each and every one of them. Rarely could you be in his presence and not smile. Humor was his weapon of choice, and most of the time, Mark rendered his victims defenseless.
Bobblehead says, yes, yes!
One of his favorite sources of humor came to fruition last year when he was immortalized as a bobblehead.
And again, one of the fun things we've come up with, and they've been hugely popular, and it's almost embarrassing for me to say it. No, it's not. These have been hugely popular. They're the Mark Pearson bobblehead. Whoop, whoop. I'm showing you the good side.
The ceramic Mini Mark actually proved to be quite popular and holds special meaning for U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack.
It's a reminder, and now an even more poignant reminder, of uncertainty of life. Every day is a gift, and you've got to make the most of it. I don't think Mark obviously didn't live long enough, but if he were here today, I'm pretty sure he'd come back and say, I didn't waste a day. It's also a reminder of the importance of making sure that I do my job in a way that ordinary folks will understand what's happening at USDA and have a greater and better appreciation for what we do here and the people we serve.
While humor was a major part of Mark's persona, he took the business of agriculture very seriously. He proudly stood up for the American farmer, but always as an advocate, not an apologist.
What we need to have on an ongoing basis is an ability to compete in the world. If you give the American farmer the chance to compete in the world, he'll take out everybody.
Mark recognized that despite producing the most abundant and affordable food supply in the world, U.S. producers often face significant challenges. This fall, Market to Market begins its 38th season on public television, making it the longest-running program of its kind. Like his predecessor, Mark Pearson had a lot to do with the show's success. And the next host of Market to Market will always be known as Mark's successor, because Mark Pearson can never be replaced.